going on? It is another week in wrestling, a big week in wrestling, as we're going to cover it all here for the love of wrestling. It is a flow show. Your host, Quincy Jones Go, Young Baca, Brian Andrew. What's going on, guys?
Go Ravens. Big game tomorrow, man. Big game tomorrow.
Big game this Wednesday. I mean, I don't want to come out and just jump in and talk about that first, but I mean, I want to say it was a pretty big week in wrestling. We had Legends Night on Raw with some crazy Royal Rumble implications, but they had a pretty good main event. I feel like they had a really good championship match. I just hate that that's the way they ended the night, was with Cringeberg or Oldberg. But then we also had Wednesday Night Wars. We had New Year's Evil, NXT. Then we also had some big stuff going on in AEW. Obviously, things got a little too sweet. And Smackdown wasn't bad either. But again, some more Royal Rumble implications. I mean, it's up to y'all. I mean, where you want to start?
Which one do you think? Because usually we spend like 40 minutes on the first topic, I've noticed. So which one do you think has more mileage?
I mean,
I say we get into the Royal Rumble main events, and we'll start with Goldberg.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, because we definitely could talk about Goldberg for a long time.
So I'm going to be very optimistic and pessimistic about this. So we all know about the Fiend situation last year, and nobody wants to see Goldberg. I think we could all agree with that, right?
Well, I was bringing that up with my brother. I'm like, every time he comes through, he beat Kevin Owens, and then he beat the Fiend, and then
to be honest, he thinks himself as a babyface, but he comes off as a total heel every time he comes back. He really does think
he's a babyface, right? Like he
thinks he's a superhero.
And then he comes back and he's just like
he's fighting crap.
He's like, "Hey, I'm coming back, and F you being champion, I'm gonna just jump to the top and take that belt." And I was like, "What the hell?"
Did you guys hear about Hulk? Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say the thing that got me was like, I was like, dude, did someone like mess up and like, hey, you're gonna be out there with Randy Orton, and then he's cutting this Randy Orton-esque promo, like this heel promo on the good guy. It was like, wait, so you're not the guy who hasn't been threatening all the legends all
yeah, the guy that's been super respectful and beating Randy Orton's ass
not the guy that choked the Big Show and then was making fun of the Mark Henry, like not that guy. Well, like, oh, okay, this makes zero sense. Now, what were you gonna say, Baca? You're gonna bring up Hogan?
Yeah, you saw what Hogan said. He said some of the guys were so icy to me in the back. He said, "Don't worry, guys. I can't do this anymore. I'm not here to take your spot." I don't think that's how icy to you, Hulk.
See, did you see what Big Swole from AEW said in response?
He said, "I don't think that's why." Isn't that what he said?
I don't think that's why, Terry. I don't think that's why at all.
That was probably my favorite part of the whole week.
No, the thing that got me was my homie. Shout out to Stellar J. He runs Pro Wrestling Spotlight, big page. Good dude. He actually sent me a few shirts for my birthday. Have you guys ever seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I haven't seen it yet.
It's a really good movie.
It's really dope movie. But he actually sent me this meme right before Raw, and it was like the Hurt Business at the ramp, like they had their dress shit on, but looked like they were taking it off. It was like the Hurt Business when Hulk Hogan enters the arena.
Well, they're willing to beat up fucking Titus O'Neil just for saying hi to them.
Honestly,
how would you pop if you see Hulk Hogan show up on Legends Night and he just gets jumped by the Hurt Business in the parking lot right off the bat?
Tell me that wouldn't make everything right with the fans that still have beef with them, right?
Right. That would be
like
perfect.
To have him on TV get jumped.
Like,
you know what I mean? Like
how do you make Vince look less tone deaf? It would be perfect,
dude. I mean, it's like, don't mention why. Just have it look like another one of their little, you know what I mean? Like it could be one of those things where like he gets, he gets caught up and he's bumping in and one is, oh, I'm sorry, brother. What you mean, brother? You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden Booker T say, tell me. You could even have Booker T in there. That would make it even that much more funnier, dude.
And you know what would be really interesting if you really wanted to make it cool is technically MVP, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin, the veterans, somewhat still have to respect Hulk, right?
Yeah.
But Cedric Alexander doesn't give a shit. He's young. I didn't grow up watching Hulk, and he's the one who pops Hulk.
Especially because his wife is
way to put somebody over.
And his wife's a big swole, so that would make
right.
Yeah, there you go, tie in right there. But dude, speaking of which, what do you think about this stuff going on with they lost to the Lucha Party, bro? Hurt
Crazy
Business.
stuff,
What's going
man.
on?
I think they're just trying to build up another tag team just for them to
Well,
lose to the
I
Hurt
think they
Business.
were trying to help build up Grand Metalik before that match he had on NXT too.
I feel like Grand Metalik's contract's has ended for like the last 3 months, but he can't leave the country because of COVID, so he just keeps coming to work.
They're like, we're just gonna keep giving. I mean, dude, he's getting at least creative got something for him. That's all I got. I mean, I can't hate. You know what I mean? I can't hate at all. Like
I can hate. He's awful.
Every four,
Grand Metalik, he ain't
Grand
awful,
Metalik's
but he ain't a
good.
he'll never be a main event asset. But he's a great lucha. I mean, as far as lucha,
I'm all for black and Mexican wrestlers, but I'm done with the Lucha Party. I've been done with the Lucha Party since
the
Lucha
Party
got
itself, the concept is over. The party been over, bro.
Yeah, but
I mean,
every 4 months they get over a little bit just to lose. But it's.
I mean, Cat Williams had a joke about the lucha parties, how they just keep going on. I want to go home.
So, do you guys want my positive or my negative take on Goldberg first?
Well, okay, yeah. Let's get into the Goldberg thing. Well, first of all, did you like the championship match? I thought it was great.
It was pretty good. I feel like if it ended on that note and Goldberg didn't come out, Keith Lee would have looked pretty good at the end.
Yeah, that's how I felt like Keith Lee got his like little moment from that kind of stolen. Obviously, I think that's what they said was some of the legends couldn't come due to the travel expense, so that
they used that word legends very
running
loosely,
around
man.
writing to help rewrite the show for Legends Night.
I do.
How can we tie these legends and just have them just chill in the back of the? God damn it! Like
the way they did the Ric Flair thing was stupid, but it also made sense.
Well, I heard my brother said supposedly the trip with Charlotte was legit. Like he actually fucked up.
He's been drinking his whole life. I'm sure he did.
He's had like 4 brain aneurysms.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Because when I watched it, I was
got his ass beat by Batista last year.
Yeah, that's true.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want.
Randy Orton punted him in the head as well. Right?
Yeah.
Or actually, no, they turned the lights off when it happened, but
Yeah.
Plus, he was at Capitol Hill all week too, so that's that was stressful.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because
Batista
Retribution's been real vocal about that shit, right? About Legends.
Have they? What they say?
Well, about the whole Legends Night, they were talking a lot of shit about that. But what I
saw Mufasa was saying it, right?
Mustafa.
Mustafa?
It's Mustafa.
I think his name's Mufasa.
Yeah, Mustafa.
But he was really but that was a shoot and that was a work, right?
I don't know.
I mean, honestly, I think a lot of people would have felt that way about the whole.
Yeah, but it was on WWE television.
Was it Ali who also
Ali
came out recently on Twitter that said something about like if it wasn't white people at Capitol Hill?
Oh, that too. Yeah. I'm so basically, Retribution needs to storm the Capitol Wrestling Center, right? And then
Retribution could be totally over.
I know Retribution got disbanded.
If they drop the stupid look, I think, and the stupid names, it was just like Dominic Dijakovic and fucking Mustafa Ali and everyone. I think they would actually, based on what's going on in the world and their takes on certain things in wrestling, they could probably get slightly over. It's just they're so fucking stupid looking that we can't take them seriously.
If they like, do you think it would have to take them dropping Mustafa first?
No, I think Mustafa is actually the glue that's keeping him relevant. I think they need to lose the mask.
I agree with that, but do you think are you saying getting over his faces possibly?
Getting over as with
just an act,
kind of like the anti whatever.
Yeah,
like
okay.
I don't know.
Establishment.
I think fans would be intrigued by them even if they acted as heels.
If they do it right. And then that's why we need Brian Andrew on the booking committee.
On the writing staff.
You know what I'm saying?
Me and Vince are fucking at it.
Or just put you and Dewey together so that they don't even remember you guys work for the company. So you're never,
I've never seen Dewey before, but I'm sure he looks just like Brian.
I don't know.
He sounds like it, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to work with Foley on the 205 Live and see if I can get Mustafa Ali back there.
You could have him take over the Retribution.
Retribution just moved to 205 Live and just let him just.
Yeah, I'm sure Dijakovic will fit in.
There's only 3 other people on 205 Live, so it's a little uneven. But
why wouldn't they just get rid of 205 Live? What's the point of having it?
They should,
because they need content.
Like for one, like NXT is struggling to put together 2 hours of.
Yeah, so why not?
So it's like, why not put feature more of the 205 Live guys on the second hour?
What I think possibly could have worked, even though I never liked the 205 Live name because I felt like it was very restrictive, but they could have, instead of
Because me and you felt excluded from the.
Yeah, I couldn't. They're body shaming the rest of the
body shaming the wrestling,
dude. I do feel like a tactic, if they really wanted to go against AEW, was to do 1 hour of NXT and 1 hour of 205 Live. Even 205 Live wouldn't get as much love because AEW is better. You could still kind of hit AEW within 1 hour. Yeah, I think if NXT was legitimately 1 hour, more fans would watch the 1 hour of NXT than deciding to choose between, because they could still get the main event at AEW following NXT.
It reminds me of like when it was like the 2 hours versus 3 hours on was it WCW and Raw. Because you would still get that extra hour, even though you're like, well, I can still watch it. Or no, that's what it was. One started an hour earlier than the other one. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So like you would still be able to watch the end of WCW and then like go back and still be able to watch the last hour of Raw. But
and they do recaps.
I mean, the only thing is if the cruiserweight style would be able to last against. I mean, that's cruiserweight style is most of what AEW is like. That's like their bread and butter, right?
Oh, that's all it is, man. Yeah.
So it's like
AEW's been doing great, though, man. As somebody that's not too happy with AEW, they've been doing great, man.
I think I don't know. It's weird. NXT is in I feel like it's in a weird rut right now.
Yeah. But they have to keep recreating themselves, man. It's tough. It's tough, man.
Before we get into NXT, I know we got to address it. Fucking Goldberg.
All right. So we've all thrown events in our day. Right, so sometimes we're willing to sell our soul for more, to get more eyes on the product, to get some more money. I'm not against maybe the WWE necessarily getting Goldberg to do the Royal Rumble match.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not.
It's weird.
So
I'm not entirely against. It's just I'm a little nervous because of what they pulled off last year. If last year they put the Fiend over, I wouldn't mind that Goldberg's just having one match at the Royal Rumble. But the thing is, the WWE might be smart because we know that they fucked up last year. They might know they fucked up last year.
They know they fucked up.
So you might even see that Goldberg gets a spear in the first move of the match, and then we're all freaking out again, and we're now glued to the match just for Drew McIntyre to go over.
Dude, when Goldberg came back, when it was Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, that was a great match, dude.
No,
and it was like half a minute, but it was awesome.
But see, the story was built into that, where it was like they had unfinished business the way they did business with like almost like 10, 12 years before then when they both left. So it was like that. Fast forward to when they got the meet, and then the way that they set it up, and they had two matches almost like 6 months apart. It was great. I thought I enjoyed it.
Awesome,
like I enjoyed it. I'm willing to admit I enjoyed it way more than I gave it credit for. But watching Goldberg in all these matches now, Taker, freaking who else? Kevin Owens and freaking Fiend, and like it's to me, I'm like, bro, no one is like, yeah, we saw that, but we weren't like, oh man, he got like 5 more left, and no one was like thinking that we want like.
He almost killed Taker, man. He almost killed.
No one's craving more Goldberg.
Like it's just one of those things. Like, do you really like? Do you think people want to see you when you almost broke? Like, you almost ended.
You almost killed a dead man.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Actually, one of my favorite Goldberg matches.
And I hate to be like that because it's like we already hate you for ending Brett's career. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people still hold him accountable for that shit.
Right.
Yeah, well, so Brett screwed Brett. So
it's like, can you imagine if he would have took the scalp of Taker on, dude. That fool would have been universally hated.
But he can't
beat Drew. He can't beat Drew. Like I'd be hot. I'd be hot as Baca if he would have beat
I didn't like
Roman.
that cop that Brian had.
I know. I was gonna say though, but Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler was fun, even though we all knew Ziggler was not going to win that match.
That was fun.
When Ziggler hit the super kick,
and we thought for a minute.
Hey, I wasn't mad. I wasn't like Ziggler's always been one of my favorite workers. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do with him now, but I don't know if I
He's
wanted
the
to.
tag champ. What do you mean?
No, yeah, 100%. But I'm saying, but
yeah.
like he has like he's a tag team guy now. You know what I mean?
He's probably gonna get arrested for what he did at Capitol Hill, but you know.
Yeah, I know.
I do believe.
Don't tread on me, right? Yeah, I feel you.
Dolph Ziggler has at least, if they want to, has at least a championship story. I'm not saying championship run, but championship story left in his career at some point.
I mean, as long as it doesn't circulate around it should have been me.
Right.
You know, I mean,
but like if he picks up some decent wins and then all of a sudden he's feuding with a champion at a non B level pay-per-view, yeah, I think he has like a SummerSlam, WrestleMania championship.
I wouldn't mind him versus Seth Rollins.
Right. Like I do think
like him working face.
But So Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg.
This is a really, but if we get, I'm gonna try to think of this as if like I'm in April already. Drew McIntyre getting a win over Goldberg on the road to WrestleMania is actually a really good win for Drew McIntyre.
That's the only way I'm hoping it. That's like where I'm going to, because I'm like, again, like, what does it do for Goldberg to beat McIntyre? It doesn't. I mean, you just spent this whole year building up this guy. What are we doing?
Like
we're not
for
gonna
us,
lose, right?
But well, he
not.
might.
Like, I mean, yeah, because they just did the same thing with the Fiend. They built him up just to have him lose. I mean,
they could pull off some
Kevin
bullshit
Owens.
where Drew McIntyre faces Goldberg because Goldberg beat him at the Royal Rumble, and then Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg. Or what we've heard the story that the WWE is considering doing Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns at Mania as a possible option. I don't. That's like Plan D or whatever.
I would just have to figure out how, like.
He would probably have to win the Rumble or some bullshit, or get traded.
But if he's a Raw superstar, he'd have to challenge. He'd be able to.
He would have to lose the match and then enter the Rumble.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But then that means like him being a Raw superstar, he'd be able to challenge Roman for the Universal Championship.
You can challenge anyone you want if you win the Rumble, right?
That's why.
Just like Money in the Bank.
But they they used to say it out loud. They don't say it out loud as much.
Yeah,
like
but ratings are bad on Raw, so you never know.
Yeah, they're willing to do.
If it gets Roman to Raw a little bit just for Mania season, maybe they'll do it.
Roman on
but I was
Raw
gonna say,
or if they switch, what if Goldberg goes to SmackDown and Roman Reigns comes to Raw?
Yeah.
Then who would Goldberg go against?
The Fiend. He'll go against the Fiend, right?
No,
and the Fiend gets his retribution.
The Fiend's on Raw.
Oh, is he? Shows how much I pay attention.
So this could go
Goldberg
terribly wrong.
But I'll be back in 1 second, guys. I'll be back in 1 second. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say this could go terribly wrong, but if it's just 1 month, Goldberg kind of, I'm not saying puts over Drew McIntyre, but at least Drew McIntyre, like for all of us watching the product, we would probably be like, well, another match against AJ Styles or Sheamus would be ideal. Keith Lee maybe again.
I was thinking AJ because of the TLC stuff. Yeah.
So or even like a Miz situation, like we would, for us watching the product would be like, okay, that makes sense. But Goldberg is a good win, but that's only if they allow it to be a good win. Like
it just seems like he always comes in right at the same time every year
and just to fuck shit up.
Like, yeah. Right, like they're like, and enter Goldberg. It's like, oh my
like
God.
we have this cool story going, and then it's like, oh, here's this 50-year-old Jewish guy that can't fucking do a jackhammer anymore.
The fact that he's Jewish is still crazy to me. He has to be the biggest Jew ever, right? Like physically.
It's so funny that you found out like you were this days old. Like
it was crazy, dog. I found out. Yeah, that's dope.
That's awesome.
Brian's gonna make the switch, right?
I love it.
I'm a big Goldberg fan, or
he's the Goldberg fan. That's what that means. Nah, it's just I don't know, man. It's just
how'd you get that hat?
Because I feel like Drew's.
Where'd you get the hat?
It was a gift. It's from I don't think I'm mispronounced Evitz flannel, and they do like old baseball stuff. And there was this place called the Hebrew Orphan Asylum in New York, and they had their own little baseball travel whatever, and the Yankees almost bought the property to build their new Yankee Stadium on it. So they have like this weird baseball history, and so that's where the Jewish hat comes from.
Cool. I like the backstory on that for sure. But yeah, I mean, dude, look, I know shit's going weird. We got like people dressing up in weird costumes going to Capitol Hill and whatnot. But I mean, dude, 2021 just started. I didn't think I was gonna. This is an alternate reality, right? Where it's Goldberg and Adam Pearce getting championship matches.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, which one do you think is more? I guess
Goldberg. We've been conditioned to,
where it's like worse.
I don't know. I mean, I know of Adam Pearce's work. I've never been like that close of a fan that like watched it all the time. I've always heard his name though. The Scrap Daddy and all that stuff.
I seen Scrap Iron wrestle live against Colt Cabana in Hollywood.
Awesome. That's awesome.
It was a really good match. I think we're gonna see some Scrap Iron in this match a little bit against Roman, and everyone's gonna be surprised. But we all know Scrap Iron could go.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things where he said what he had the last time he had a match was like 6 years ago,
right? Or so, but the thing is, I think I trust that Roman's gonna tell the story really well.
I do too. I always just the thing that with that is, before we like go straight into SmackDown, it was just like the way they introduced the whole concept about him being in the gauntlet to begin with was just so random.
Right.
I mean, you know, Roman was being a perfect bad guy because he was making me hate him, and I love him for that. The way he was kind of like just bullying, you know, Adam Pearce, not letting him talk and shit, and like pretty much controlling the narrative of what happened with Kevin Owens and shit. But then when he's like, "So what are you gonna do? Huh? You gonna put yourself in a match?" I was like, "Wait, why did you say that?" And then I just thought it was just an off comment. And then like commentary started talking about it. I'm like, "Wait, are they really about to put this fool in the match?" And then freaking Sonya Deville comes out, and she's, you know, I guess she's supposedly like his assistant. And then she asks if he's gonna book himself in the match. I'm like, why is everybody? I'm like, dude, they're about to put this fool in the match, or like, is this for reals? Because like the whole time I was thinking was, before that even got introduced, was Adam Pearce has done really well as like that backstage,
backstage hand kind of.
Yeah,
like,
I felt like he's done a really good job. You know, it was just one of those, like that whole scene with him and Roman is real tense, and I loved it. It was real movie-esque type shit.
I think they could have booked it as, obviously Pierce didn't want to, like Roman is like, hey, you threatening me, blah blah blah, and then Roman's putting words in his mouth more so, like, you think you could be a better champion, and Adam Pearce is not saying the shit at all. And then Adam Pearce just goes backstage, does his job, and then all of a sudden Paul Heyman comes in and does the thing where he said, like, hey, we got you in the match later if you really think you're better than Roman or whatever bullshit. But Adam Pearce never even says anything like that. I think they were going for that, but they kind of forced it by, like, pretending the crowd's stupid. Like,
yeah, it was. I guess we were stupid when they asked everybody who was stupid, right? Like it was that was the only thing that got me about that whole thing was like the idea just came out of nowhere, and then like for Paulman or for Heyman Paulman, for Paul Heyman to go all the way out of his way to do this favor and pull strings to get him in the match. I'm like, what for? What are we doing here? I'm like, it's already 5 guys in there, and then like I don't know, it was just. That part was weird to me, but then like towards the end, I was thinking, you know, because it started with, you know, Roman looked like he was about to put hands on him earlier. So I was like, oh, did they put him in a match to make him a competitor so he can like beat him up, not have to pay a fine since he was in a ring, you know, in an active match? I was like, that's a long way to go though, like just to be able to do that.
Outside of Kevin Owens, and you can make the case that like when Jey Uso was the first initially announced to wrestle against Roman Reigns, a lot of Roman Reigns' feuds have been against people who are not necessarily championship material. And I think this is just another heel way of getting Roman an easy win at Royal Rumble instead of having to face an actual competitor.
Which is so weird because Rumble is one of the big 4, as they, you know.
Yeah, but the championship matches are usually, I'm not saying meaningless, but they usually put like a B-level person in. Like, we all know Roman's going to win that match, but the Drew McIntyre Goldberg match, we have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, well, the one match that hits me right away from Royal Rumble was that triple threat with who was it Roman, Roman, Seth, and Brock.
Was it Roman or John Cena?
Cena, man, that's what it was. Cena, yeah, I remember that.
No,
that one I do remember because I was like, that was pretty dope.
John Cena low-key has some of the best Royal Rumble matches of all time.
The Rock versus CM Punk too. That's the only 2 I like off the bat I remember. But yeah.
Oh. Well, last year they had Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar, right? Like that. Yeah, it was in the Rumble.
By the way,
was Finn Balor in WWE then, or was he in NXT already?
No, he was in WWE.
That was 2 years ago, right?
It was last year, right?
Finn Balor versus
wasn't the Arizona? Wasn't it the Arizona? Wasn't it the Arizona Royal Rumble where Finn Balor faced Brock Lesnar?
We're gonna find out. Let me see. Royal Rumble.
I was there.
Oh, so he's calling your boy. You're talking about 2020 or 2019, Baca?
Oh, I think it's 2020 now.
Well, they kind of combined into the same year because if you think about the first 2 months of 2020 were really just extensions of 2019. Yeah. So I could see why.
Was it Finn versus Brock? No, because Brock was in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Brock was in the Rumble last year. I was trying to think what match did Brock have last year.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like, Brock, he was in the Royal Rumble match, so that couldn't have been 2020.
Okay. So, did anyone watch the Big E Apollo Crews match?
Yeah, I did. And I always want to say, first of all, Big E lost the match, even though.
Yeah. I didn't watch the match, but I saw the little end of it.
I think he lost it too. In one angle, you can make the argument, but when I watched it, I was like, I'm like, oh, I was like, yo, did he just win? Like, I said it out loud to myself. I was like, yo, he just won. I'm like, did they just fuck up? I'm like, this is.
I think they
and
fucked
then
up.
seeing how they had to restart it, but looked like Apollo was low key going heel, right? A little bit.
But Big E, when they kind of restarted it or whatever, if they don't do Big E versus Roman at Mania, how do you feel about Brock Lesnar versus Big E at Mania?
Be dope.
I need to know I'm not against it. I want to know the story, but then again, it's funny because in terms of Goldberg, he wants to go against Goldberg. Like he's said this, like his dream match against any legend is to go against Goldberg.
My dream match is Goldberg.
He said that Big E?
Big E.
My dream match is Goldberg goes home. Like I know he's got one more match this year.
Goldberg versus the couch.
Let's just fucking do it at Survivor Series as a part of a 5-man thing. I don't want him.
The legends.
Put him in the fucking Money in the Bank match just for him to lose. I do not want Goldberg on my TV.
Can we put him in a Shark Tank match where he's in the Shark Tank so he's everything?
It's him versus somebody, but he's in the Shark Tank.
He's in the Shark Tank. He's still in the match, so he still gets paid for the match.
Imagine he's in a locker room brawl and he just keeps hitting his head on the lockers just the entire time. He can't stop himself.
That's what someone said. They're like, dude, this fool must have hit his head in his locker. And then when he came out for that promo on Raw, he's like, look here, Randy Orton. I seen you disrespecting everybody all night. It's like, God damn it. There was like kind of little payoff on Raw because obviously it was mostly a legend show. But yeah, SmackDown, as far as the IC title match, I thought was really good. It was weird, obviously because they had to restart it. But shit, other than that, I did enjoy the gauntlet match. I mean, it looked like they were going to go with Shinsuke, which was interesting.
Yeah, Shinsuke been doing this.
Dude, Shinsuke looked so fucking good. I really hope they build off that momentum. Like, and I don't even mean like IC title match moment. I mean like
no,
low mid card, low main event, right? So like,
hopefully,
maybe they're building for that to be the February pay-per-view.
Yeah, he looked great, man.
Because it is, I think February is when they're supposed to bring back Armageddon, supposedly. If not,
I would love for Shinsuke to be back in the main event scene.
No,
I don't know if he's gonna.
I don't
know if he's gonna be able to tell a story where he's gonna be a main event at WrestleMania.
I mean, all he cut a promo, man. The fact that he former Royal Rumble winner Shinsuke Nakamura in his own right. Like I'm like, well, stop bringing it up if you're not gonna like put him back in that spot. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Let's not have fucking Shinsuke read 3 pages of fucking notes and then his accent. Like you can cut a promo, but just let's cut it down a bit, right?
I like his pairing with Cesaro, but Cesaro, like it's funny because he makes Cesaro seem good.
Yeah.
And not that Cesaro is horrible, but his it's always a language barrier thing. So
like let's not have him read fucking Shakespeare. I would fucking mess up my lines too if they were like that long. Like when he was booked to face AJ Styles at Mania, he had like fucking a 5-minute promo he had to do backstage every week. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Can I ask a question? Why is it okay for Asuka to do Japanese in her promos and just say one thing in English? Like, no one's ready for. Like, why can't that be Nakamura? Why can't Nakamura just?
I agree with you. And he did it a little bit when he was heel.
Yeah.
Like I don't speak English.
Yeah. That is.
But he. The thing about Shinsuke, though,
I don't speak English.
Apparently, he speaks pretty good English. Apparently, it's just like
isn't that around the time Jinder was getting like heat for like making fun of him?
Yeah, I don't speak English.
Japanese stereotypes and shit. He's making fun of race.
That's not why they're upset, Terry.
That's not
why they're upset,
Terry. I don't think so. Everybody was so cold.
So icy to him.
You know why? Because he's like, he didn't realize like the pandemic era of Raw, like the locker rooms are like mostly minorities now.
Dude, it's crazy. Every time you look at all the WWE champions, it's all minorities, man. It's crazy.
Hogan's like, what's going on, brothers and sisters?
Oh, everyone's upset with me, man. That was like 7 years ago. Like,
no, I mean nobody was dabbing me up. We don't want to jump on my TikTok. It was crazy.
It's funny.
Oh man, but you know what? Did you guys watch NXT?
I didn't watch NXT. I haven't watched NXT in 2 months.
It was supposedly like a pay-per-view. But it was at New Year's Evil.
NXT is just fucking like.
I was gonna say
they're struggling.
The only notes I'll have is 2 matches to watch. Cross and Damian Priest, they put on a way better match than Cross and Keith Lee, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad at
based
Cross
on the highlights I saw, it looked really good.
Yeah, it was really good. And then even though I'm kind of tired of seeing them wrestle each other for like 12 million times, the last woman standing match was actually pretty good too.
So the thing about NXT, and I know we're gonna make the comparison to AEW, but fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I think NXT's wrestling at times is better. It's just it's not as interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
And they don't really they don't, what's the word? They don't make the effort to try to make it. It's like we don't like. Yeah, we tune in for the wrestling and see which one of our favorite wrestlers will be featured. But I need the story that's going to hook me every week. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like they're not doing a great job of doing that.
yeah.
Yeah, NXT's struggling, but the problem is they have to keep reinventing themselves, which is super tough, man.
Hey, so you think this means Finn Balor? They're gonna bring AJ Styles to NXT and make Finn Balor and
that'd be great. Sign me up.
I wouldn't care too, especially with Finn Balor being champion, and the fact that, let's just be honest, like outside of Karrion Kross and maybe Damian Priest, but there's people that you, like on paper like we like, but there's no one that we feel like is like that guy's championship material at this exact moment, except for Karrion Kross or
right
whatever.
now.
But that's only because they put a championship on him. Like, I wouldn't feel that way if they didn't.
If he didn't win, I wouldn't feel that way either. Yep.
I mean, to be honest, the only other person that has the tenure to go for a championship is someone that we hate, and that's Velveteen Dream. You know what I mean?
That's
just
true.
Like, other than it's just the regulars. Like,
and I do believe, like, if they ever figure that shit out with Velveteen Dream, that he does deserve that moment if they figure it out and he's not guilty.
Yeah.
Is he still on trial? I don't understand.
He's on trial. I don't think so. I think there was not according to Triple H, it was not substantial evidence.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know.
To Hunty, so
but I don't know. But he's not supreme law of the land. So
you're telling me the guy that drugged his wife and got married? That guy? I don't think that guy's
on live TV.
On live TV. And talking about the past that was officiating that marriage. Stephanie McMahon, you take this man to be a husband? I do. All right, well, you guys are good to go. Sounds good in my book.
Oh, I can feel that one. That was real. That was real authentic. Yeah.
Okay.
That guy's burning other guys alive on TV, and they're walking around free.
Triple H has a spotty record, man. He also had sex with a dead woman too.
Yeah, he did do that. Yeah.
I would not mind if Finn Balor
dressed in blackface.
Yeah, dressed in blackface.
Well, not technically not him. It was X-Pac.
I would not mind if Finn Balor did more of an open challenge concept with the NXT Championship and main roster guys like former champions went down to face him every few often, and even some indie guys come in who are not signed to AEW.
That'd be cool.
And have a match.
That's true. Well, one match I would love to see off the bat if he did an open challenge, it would be just for like any NXT talent that's trying to like desperately cross that threshold to the main event. Like right off the bat, him versus Kushida would be great.
Right.
They got that Japan connection. I mean, that's the thing. It's other than that, it's like you said, like just a Damian Priest, possibly Cross. But I mean, there's other guys that if they wanted to just get their shine, it could work. But there's guys that they rely on right now, like the Ciampas, the Garganos, like some guys they don't even need it. You know, that's why it was weird even to see that they had the announcement for the Dusty Rhodes Classic, because I was like, well, what tag teams you guys have right now? And they're starting to put some like they had to put Johnny and Austin together, and then
I really wish
Kurt Stallion and August Green or whatever the fuck his name is.
I really wish DIY. I think that's if DIY made another run. The thing is, they keep doing these stop-start reunions, but if they kind of let it breathe for another year or two, and then DIY does their last tag team run, I think that's a good way to kind of like. I'm not saying end their careers because Johnny probably still has.
No, I think that'd be a great way to end both
years in him, but I think Tommaso only has probably like 5 to 6. So.
I was gonna say because especially with his injuries stacking up, like I would think that to help take the work load off of his shoulders, he'd be better in a tag team towards winding down his career.
And he'll eventually be a backstage guy probably for NXT. You know, like he might even have like an Adam Pearce role. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if William Regal retires at some point because I know he has his own health issues, I believe, as well.
Does he? Oh yeah, you're right.
It's called alcoholism.
Yeah, I guess it's called making Goldberg look like a hack.
War games. I want to see Goldberg in War Games.
That's all. We just need Regal once a year, right? Just War Games. That's it.
Honestly, I'm gonna need a T-shirt, dude. Like I just
War Games.
like those memes where they say, you can hear a picture.
Yeah.
It'd be like Stone Cold with the glass breaking
Yep.
or something like. It's just a picture of Regal. And whoa, guys! Like, yeah, I can see it. But yeah, but then they also.
We're not talking about my boy Pat McAfee going for the NXT title.
He can if he wants at this stage.
First of all,
who gives a fuck? Let's go.
I guess they're
They're
supposedly they made a statement about taking him like off TV or something.
Are they taking him off TV?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a work. I mean, but like
just saying he got suspended.
He said, I guess I got fired yesterday or something.
Oh, yeah.
And NXT, though, would have to make sure they don't flirt with the concept of like a David Arquette situation with Pat McAfee. Like, they have to make sure they.
The thing, a lot of people were saying.
Oh, no, man. My boy
like,
Snoop's killing in the AEW.
He's the most over guy, though.
Dude.
Yeah.
I've actually seen people, like, based just on his promo, not even in-ring, just his promo. They're like, I mean, he should be the one to beat Finn. I'm like, who is saying this shit? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, do you know who we're talking about here?
You hear like someone's card.
For what?
Like...
What are you talking about? Like, what the hell? Jesus.
Yeah, it's just NXT is a little light, and they're doing.
I know you guys don't care. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And they're apparently gonna do more call-ups. I think Jay White would be super, super necessary. But if not, you gotta get a little bit more creative.
Is he a free agent?
According to,
he said he's leaving, and then he reposted Finn Balor's tweet. Finn Balor said, "Bring it on," and he retweeted it.
I personally think he's not done in New Japan.
Well, I'm not a big Jay White fan. I've never been sold on his.
I don't think so either. He's got name value though.
To me, like he always like from the jump he came in as like a Kenny Omega cleaner light, just based on too many similarities, which wasn't his fault, but it fucked. I mean, for me, it's just
so
whatever.
We all know what we all know what needs to happen though, because WWE does not give a fuck. They're tone deaf. They don't give a shit. Marty Scurl in fucking NXT. He comes back, fucks up Finn Balor. They have a title match. They'll be AEW that week.
But that's another thing I don't understand. What happened with Marty?
So I don't think his was as intense as Velveteen Dreams or anything like that. It was just he was just being accused of.
It was like
harassment. I forgot what it was.
Let me backtrack because I don't want to. I'm not condoning anything, right? But I think anyone could possibly identify this as a possible honest mistake. He was at a wrestling show that was held at a bar, and I believe he met a girl there. They chopped it up. I think he bought her a drink, and then they went back, had a good time. But then she's coming back about it now, saying that at the time she was underage, where he's like, well, what the fuck?
It was a 21 plus
So she was
event.
under 18?
I don't know what the age.
It's a big difference between 20 and 17.
Because I don't know what the location was, whether the show was in the UK or America, so I couldn't tell you what the drinking age is. But you would think if you're there at a I don't know, it's you know what I'm saying? Exactly.
That is tough. That is tough. Because you don't be like, hey, can I see your ID? What the fuck you mean?
It's a 21 plus event, or at least an 18 plus event, probably.
Yeah. By the way, I noticed they've been name dropping Jordan Devlin a lot lately, so I guess they did an internal investigation on him too, and he's good. Because he had
a lot of people were saying that he was going to be the guy to top Walter at some point.
Bro, Jordan Devlin, he won me over. I was like, okay, Finn Light, for the biggest. But then I saw him at that house show against he defended that Cruiserweight Championship against Kushida. They had a great match.
Well, I really want to see that Finn Balor Walter match we didn't get, and I really want to see if Finn Balor could even be the UK champion temporarily.
I need to get back into. I mean, I'm like, I don't know if it's because I haven't seen him in so long, but I've been over Walter. Like I feel like WWE couldn't really do.
Well, you haven't.
I feel like he had a bigger.
Come wrestle. That's the problem.
His NXT UK stuff's pretty solid. It's just whenever he's doing something on Takeover, I'm not sold.
Like the match he had with Pete Dunne and the match he had with Tyler Bate, great, 100%. Like I'm not gonna take that away from him, but the way that they did him at the Survivor Series, I thought that was pretty dumb.
Oh yeah, hopefully, like that's such a forgetful moment that no one really thinks back on it, like that harming his career in any way. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think maybe because NXT UK again, they haven't been on. I don't really watch it when it's on there, anyways. But if
nobody does,
I know if there's like if they're advertising a dope like main event with Walter against somebody, I'll go out of my way to check it out Haven't seen one of those in a while. So
usually it's a hindsight thing. Like someone will be like, "Hey, this NXT UK was really good." Like I'll hear it about it on another podcast or something, and then I'll be like, "Oh, okay, maybe I'll check that out."
You listen to other podcasts?
I do listen to other podcasts.
Be your own people, man. Be your own people, dude.
Bro, you cheer for other teams. To be here.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Fan base.
I'm excited about my boy Cody Rhodes and Snoop Dogg teaming up to go for the AEW.
Are you talking about with the five-star dog splash? Is that what you wanted?
I'm not gonna lie though. If someone asked me to do like
same thing,
I would have probably done the splash the exact same way, dude.
Dude. Hey, I'm like, okay. First of all, I love JR for saying nothing but a G thing, baby. And as it goes to the commercial, I was like, I love JR.
Yeah, that was a tough one. He has a lot of ring experience, though, man. He's been in the industry for.
Let me ask you,
ring experience?
Yeah, Snoop does, man.
Okay, hold on. There's a ring experience and in-ring experience. Okay, so he has a lot of experience being inside of a ring because he does a lot of segments inside of it.
Yeah.
But like as far as like trained, no.
I'm just saying, I expect more from the dog, man. That was super tough to watch.
So you're basically saying that the splash is better than anything Joey Janela could have ever done? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh man, that's harsh. That's harsh.
Let me ask you guys this though: what do you guys think is?
Dude, your hair's so long, Brian.
Thank you.
Every time you go this way, I can see it. It's crazy, dude. How about you get a haircut, you hippie?
He's gonna have that Buddy Murphy. Here's in the shit.
Yeah.
What do you guys think is worse in terms of a wrestling fan? Because it happened both in the same week. Is random unnecessary celebrity appearances or legend appearances?
Well, they're trying to. I see where they're coming from because they're trying to promote that show, and him and Cody are both on it.
Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah.
I would rather see legends, even though I don't.
Not all legends. Like Alicia Fox.
I don't want to see a legends. I don't want to see a legends night. But
yeah, I want to see a legends night.
And I don't want to see Hulk Hogan either. But like, I don't like Ric Flair showing up.
Like where they take over like the entire like because like with Snoop, it was like the segment with him and Cody, and then the one segment with the Private Party, which made sense because the name of the movie was called Gin and Juice.
Yeah.
So but real small didn't take. He wasn't the biggest part. Obviously, he wasn't the talking point. Well, I don't know. It depends on who you depends on who you following on social media. Everybody had that video. People who don't even follow wrestling had that Snoop video, bro. Like, man, that shit was jokes. But I think it's better with the Snoop thing because again, the legends, they're almost every time they cut from a match, we got to show legends. You know what I mean? While they're in the back, they're having a random conversation. They're going to be in this match for some reason. Like, you know what I mean? So, but you know what?
I'm excited about Cardi B teaming up with Sasha Banks for the Women's Tag Championship.
So first of all, it's funny because someone actually they had her team up with not only Sasha Banks but Bianca Belair, like a triple threat type of. I was like, okay, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah,
she did shout out Carmella though. Carmella's on the radar.
Let me know if this is low key racist or not.
When you have to say that, it is.
Do you guys think? Do you think Sasha Banks is a good champion? She kind of bores the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But she's not only go against. Who does she go against?
She's always better as a heel. She's always better as a heel. Like
same thing with Charlotte. She's the better as bad guys.
She's probably one of the best in-ring champions. But like outside of that, like in the build-up to each match she has, just it's
why would you think that's racist? You're not allowed to criticize somebody for a different color than you.
Because I guess so. Capitol Hill happened this week. I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful this week.
Hot take. Don't kick my ass, guys. I swear this is on the level.
You saw Inside NBA. What's the guy's name? The white guy. What's his name, Brian? The white guy.
This isn't racist.
No, Oni. And he said he was in there. And they said, "What's Oni this week?" He said, "I don't know. I saw him up on Capitol Hill, man, doing this thing. Come on back, Oni. Come on back." It's tough being a white man in 2021, man. It's tough, and it's crazy because you guys were on top for so long, and now it's just.
So we have these lower educated people just make us look bad, man.
Yeah, one of them's your president, dude.
Yeah, my president.
Your president.
I'm the one not trying to recall Governor Newsom.
I was about to bring up your boy. Like they said that he just approved over 100 new laws.
I'm just waiting for my money. That's all. I just want my $600. At this point, just keep it.
I already got my.
Just keep the taxes.
Got to file taxes, Baca, to get your.
No, I got my stimulus. Thank you. Thanks for putting me on last.
You know what?
I got this nice jersey.
There we go. There we go. It's authentic.
You're gonna see me posting a picture with $600 and 20s on my arm on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited.
No, he's gonna get a tattoo with a $600 check on it, and then he's gonna put a
coupon
raven
baby,
on the back
baby,
of his other
coupon
arm.
baby. I have over 20 tattoos now, man. I'm excited.
You're gonna put a raven on your chest. Watch. I already know. You know what? But I just gotta say before we move on to probably the biggest news of the week, Finn versus Kyle 2 was just okay.
Do we think Kyle's gonna win?
Hmm?
Did we think Kyle's gonna win?
I didn't know what was going to happen because the interesting thing was that Adam Cole and Roddy had a promo where they said Undisputed Era was going to be in the Dusty Rhodes Classic, but Adam Cole and Roddy are a tag team. So
it would be really. I think the perfect Dusty Rhodes Classic would have been Bobby and Kyle's one team, Roddy and Adam are one team on separate sides of the bracket, and they meet in the finals.
Well, that's what they need to do for NXT to be shooken up. They got to break up Undisputed Era, right?
Yeah, possibly.
I thought that was coming a long time ago.
No, honestly,
I don't want to see it, but it feels like you might be right.
Yeah, what else are you gonna do?
They break up,
they've done everything.
No, if they break up though, because even look like New Day, you know what I mean? Like they're still doing their thing.
No, but I want to see them fight. I want to see them fight each other.
No, yeah, but I mean that's the thing. All those guys have fought each other before so many times in Ring of Honor. So I mean,
if you let Kyle win against Finn, and then he faces Adam Cole at the Mania Takeover, that's a good story right there. Even if they're trying to play it off as friends, they go into the match kind of babyface, and it goes into a hotter feud throughout the year.
Because I'm a mark by Young Baca standards. There's actually, if they did that, that'd be an even bigger story because those two started out together as a tag team together on the Indies, and then they had a huge feud in Ring of Honor. And Kyle O'Reilly, the only time he's ever won a world title was against Adam Cole for that title. So, or not that title, but the Ring of Honor title. So it'd be, if they did that, that'd be like super full circle. Like
I would not be surprised if that was one of the original ideas when they first brought him into NXT. But Undisputed Era got over.
But with the amount of matches they've been having and who they've been showcasing, I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. I think Baca's right. I think you're onto something. The split of Undisputed Era, maybe just a shock, quote unquote. I mean, not I gotta drop it.
You know what my take is? I think Triple H is afraid to put the Undisputed Era in a heated storyline like that, just for one of them to get called up halfway through it.
Yeah, but you can't run your business like that.
But why? Because like they'd be doing their best work, and Vince is like, "Hey, who the fuck is that guy?"
Oh, let's bring Adam Cole up now. He's been there for a few years.
Oh man, Roddy,
but he's like halfway through the hottest feud he's ever had in NXT.
I think we all can safely say that if that did happen, we hope that the one he finds is Bobby Fish, right?
Yeah. Oh, who's that guy with the knee brace and the goatee?
With the goatee, with the eyebrow that's just permanently.
That guy would be perfect for the 24/7 division.
I like this guy. He does the MMA shit too. Fuck.
You could give him 3 weeks of decent matches, and then we'll
be like
stop pushing.
Underground too. Trust me, you're gonna be the poster boy. Look how well that did. No, I don't know. Like I said, so I had a in that promo that Adam and Roddy had, they also said that they were calling for the golden prophecy once again, and they said they started. It's gonna with them two when the Dusty Classic is gonna start tonight with Kyle. So I was like, well, they put that extra pressure on Kyle, so maybe he might bring it home. It's them. I'm like, is he really gonna take 2 L's back to back? But he did, and the way he did, he like Finn Balor submitted him in a submission. It was really weird. It was really weird.
And the way Triple H runs NXT, he's not going to flirt with putting someone in the main event, not for it to eventually pay off. So I think Kyle's in the main event now. Like if you're gonna look at Undisputed Era,
that's very true. You don't really see anyone fall back. Yeah.
If they stay in like the only one is Velveteen Dream, but that's not on Triple H, So
no, I think that's what they're forced to do right now. They gotta kind of pepper when they can, but
we might see Kyle become the main event. Like he might not be the face of Undisputed Era. Adam Cole still might be, but Kyle will be in the main event scene while Adam Cole's back in the tag scene.
I can see Adam and Kyle going at it because they're beefing over their vision or version of what UE should be. Like they're both like, especially with Kyle now added into the main event. Like I could see him taking more of a leadership role, which would like kind of like have Adam like, well, I know there's no leaders in UE, but hey, I'm kind of the leader of UE. You know what I mean? Like,
And the Bobby Fish is always the odd one out because he's always out for like 7 to 6 months every 2 years.
True.
And then and he's like the oldest one out of all of them, I believe.
Shit, you know what, dude? Like, Baca, I may have to freaking, you may be Miss Cleo because they're supposed to be adding more teams to the Dusty Classic, and
there's no teams. Who do you add, man?
Well, I mean, they only added a few on air, but I mean, to think that they got Adam Cole and Roderick Strong already on one side, and then you got the other team that usually teams together, Red Dragon.
That was my idea, not Bobby.
Was it you?
Come on, I'm the writer here. Right?
I don't know. I remember Baca.
I'm the one that said they should break them up. Okay.
Is Baca the voice?
It's okay.
Baca's the one that said they should break up. I'm the one that said they should be on separate sides of the Dusty.
Yeah.
Well, both of you then. I'm sorry.
I don't want Baca getting my writing credit.
I don't want Crazy K to come out. All right, I don't want any trouble. See what you made me do, Baca.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. But yeah, let's talk about AEW, man, and how
let's talk about it.
How they shocked the whole industry.
I mean, I can't really remember anything else that happened besides the fact that Bullet Club came out.
Yeah, man, they're not cool Bullet Club.
I mean,
not
first of all, let's ask the basic questions. I mean, I don't think they can use Bullet Club, correct?
Yeah, they can. New Japan owns Bullet Club.
I don't think New Japan does either, do they?
Yeah, New Japan owns Bullet Club
because they own the shirt design and everything.
I thought Gorilla God does.
New Japan owns it.
I mean, I know that they've been throwing shots at each other, or at least Tama Tonga's been throwing some shots saying like it's not the real Bullet Club without the Tongans, and it's just a bunch of guys who wish they were still in Bullet Club, yada yada.
He's always talking shit.
Yeah. That's my thing. And I was about to say he's always talking shit though. So
always talking shit.
I mean, for all we know, they could have been like planning this, talking to each other. Like, hey, I know like our companies still can't work together, but let's do something where like even your company is gonna want to work with us. Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe
because they have to see the dollar signs if they were able to like if they were to do like a Blood and Guts with like the Good Brothers, Kenny Omega, and the good what's called the Young Bucks, Good Brothers, and Kenny Omega versus like the Tongans and I don't know who else is over there. Everybody else is not the cool.
Bullet Club still, right? Or no?
All the other Japanese guys.
Well, I know that Kenta's been calling out John Moxley because that's the thing. John Moxley he's still the New Japan.
He's the
United States champion. Yeah. So it's like they got to do something with that shit.
Am I the only one who watches Wrestle Kingdom every year and sees like a new Japanese guy in a Bullet Club shirt who I never heard of?
Yeah, are you talking about Ishimori?
I think it's the same guy.
Yeah, there's always one. Or maybe it's the same guy for years.
Tokyo Pimps. They always say Tokyo Pimps, and he has that girl with him.
And there's always like an 8-man tag. It's like Bullet Club versus.
Oh, it's always
and you never know. And I never heard of the other 4 Bullet Club guys.
Was it Chase Owens? Crown Jewel.
That's the one that I remember. And isn't El Phantasma?
Oh yeah, El Phantasma. Yeah, that's why I was like, so wait, this guy's called El Phantasma, but now he's okay, Escobar.
Right.
But yeah, man, I popped big time when they came out, man. I know you watch Impact Wrestling every week now. Yeah. Impact Wrestling, they talk about a comeback, man. They're in the news every week now.
Let's not get too careful.
Yeah, let's see what
man, I'm telling you, man.
Bro, like
their numbers
three
doing
episodes
good.
ago,
they're more popular than themselves.
3 episodes ago, you were like, where do you even go find it?
I don't watch it. I don't watch it, but their numbers doing good, man. They're talking about every single week.
I heard
it's a great working relationship for them. I don't know what I mean. And I guess AEW gets the fact that gets to use their talent, but I think Impact's.
There's only a few talent I would use over on that side.
Well, yeah, the Good Brothers, right?
So my bad, yeah, but I can see the Blood and Guts. I mean, if they don't get to use New Japan for that Blood and Guts match or something where it's Bullet Club versus Bullet Club, I could also see like because they beat up John Moxley, I could see him obviously teaming up with like Sami Callihan if he's gonna pull from some of the
OVW versus the Elite.
Well, there is no OVW.
Well, it could be Sammy's OVW. And then
I
just
don't
add
think
Moxley.
the brothers are gone. They both got dropped from Impact.
Where are they now?
They're free and I guess.
Oh, see, like this fucking.
No, the reason they got dropped is they both got accused.
Oh, jeez, I didn't know that.
I didn't get accused though.
I didn't know the B level. What was the other guy?
Maybe one. I think maybe just one got accused, but they can't keep one.
Just get Marty. Who cares? Like.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I mean,
why would ROH get rid of Marty? Like, if you think about
I think they couldn't afford to pay him. I think that's one of the things.
You think so? They're like, we're investing in this guy. We're not using him right now.
Well,
we're not
but
gonna
they can't do any events. Not do anything.
It was supposedly like a mutual split. Wasn't it? Like, I mean, the interesting thing is like the day after the AEW version of Bullet Club or whatever, he posted a picture of himself in the villain gear.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm just curious because it's like either someone's got to pull the trigger on Marty or really stand by your ethics and just not. But like, if you're gonna stand by your ethics, then fine.
Well, I mean,
don't touch him.
They can't
somebody else is gonna get him.
AEW is not standing by any ethics if they still have Justin Roberts still on TV because that dude's he got accused. He's a creep too.
What did he do?
Underage. That's underage girls.
My shit froze, so I'm not sure.
Or either asking or sending. I forgot.
Who are you talking about? My shit froze for a second.
Justin Roberts, Mr.
Yeah.
I see people throw dirt on his name every Wednesday, bro. Because they're there.
What's up with these wrestlers, man?
Dude, it's crazy because I'm like, maybe this has been always going on, but that was what kayfabe was.
You guys carry on. Give me a second.
Yeah, do you think?
No, yeah. I don't know. It's like, I tell you, bro, I've never been as more disappointed or like just bewildered about like something I love. Like that's like if like all of a sudden, I love hip hop, bro. But all of a sudden, if all these hip hop guys, like well-known guys.
Well, I don't think hip hop's always been the greatest to women.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't think hip hop's always treated women with respect.
What are you saying?
Admiration. That's all I'm saying.
What about you? You talking about the girl who has the #1 hit called Body Yaddy?
Yeah.
And then
Body Yaddy.
You got these two other women talking about this WAP.
Yeah, man. But it's 2021, man. You can talk about whatever you want. It's a beautiful thing about it.
But these are women degrading women. Huh?
Yeah. I'm not one to talk about it, man. But I was super excited to see the Good Brothers. Look at this guy.
Well, like it was cool. I mean, obviously we've been seeing him on the whole Impact thing, but to see him actually on AEW, that was cool. Especially it being the first Impact of the first one.
Dynamite
the new year. What a hell of a surprise! I mean, you start the year off like that. I mean, shit. Yeah, you can only go up, right? Yeah. So I mean, you're making sure everyone. I'm definitely watching next Wednesday.
Yeah, you know I'm definitely seeing what's up, man, because that's awesome. But again, that's why I think some people. You're not watching Impact this Tuesday.
I can't watch it. I don't have a way. I got to stream.
They stream it on Twitch.
On Twitch?
Yeah, they show it on Twitch.
I ain't got Twitch.
I have yet to watch Impact since Kenny's been there.
And I work on Tuesdays, so it's like,
there you go. It's 2021, man. You can watch anything at any time.
How much is Twitch? It's free?
Twitch is free, man. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't be playing video games.
Listen here, Boomer. It's free.
I don't want people watching me play video games. Like I don't.
That's big money, man.
The thing about Impact though, there's like 3.
Oh yeah, watch me play
on there that are
2K.
There's what?
There's like 3 wrestlers that are worth watching. Like,
yeah. Well, you can fast forward stuff, man. I fast forward stuff I don't want to watch on WWE all the time.
You don't have to pay, because don't they have like Impact Plus or some shit?
No, man. Twitch is free. They stream on Twitch. Nobody's paying for Impact Plus.
So Impact.
Nobody's paying for Impact
Plus. I was about to say, I didn't know if Impact Plus was like in part with Twitch.
I didn't even know that was a freaking thing, man.
What's on Impact Plus? Like Tommy Dreamer taking a shit? Like,
well, I mean, like Tommy Dreamer's he's the guy.
I can't believe he works still, man.
He was using Twitch for like House of Hardcore for a while, so I know that he's the reason why that they use Twitch. So that's why I just assumed that they were like hand in hand, the Impact Plus thing and that shit. But if they're separate, then fuck that. I'll catch it on Twitch.
I can't believe that Tommy Dreamer's still wrestling too, man. He looks awful, right?
Tommy Dreamer looks better than half the roster, bro.
I saw Tommy Dreamer the other day. He looks awful.
That's the innovator of violence. You shut your
mouth. He has not looked good for about 15 years. So let's shut him down. What is it? You're not gonna say it in 2006. Don't say it in 2021.
Yeah, you just pay your respect, all right? Last year you got the champion, all right?
I feel it. I respect it.
Calm down.
Are you guys gonna watch Hard to Kill this month?
I think it's Saturday. I think it's today. I believe.
No.
Yeah, I'm not watching.
If it's not tonight, it's next Saturday. But I think it's tonight. It's I Quit. The one thing that intrigued me was the I Quit match. Moose versus Willie Mack. You guys see that?
Yeah, Willie Mack is the man.
Him and Quincy are best friends.
I mean, you know.
Kill 2021. Fuck! All I got was. It's called Hard to Kill, right?
Yeah.
Did you Google Hard to Kill?
Yeah.
Why isn't this Impact Wrestling popping up?
Yeah, it was
why is
Bruce
this the number?
movie.
This should be the number one result. What is going on? Especially after they just did numbers on Dynamite. Yeah. What is going? They didn't even mention Hard to Kill. See, that's what's so funny though. It's like they got the guy who's like supposed to be the EVP for Impact on Dynamite. He doesn't even mention their freaking pay-per-view.
It's January 16th, so it's next.
Oh, it's next Saturday then. Okay.
Wait.
Is it? Wait, what's the date today?
Is that a Friday? That's a Friday.
No. Today's the 9th, so 7th. No,
oh yeah. You're right. My bad.
But you know what? So
does that cost money? Like, I'm sure it does. But is it like $50 or is it like 20?
It better be like fucking 10.
I can DM you where to go. People.
Okay,
does it cost like 50 though?
I have no idea.
Who's paying that?
Guy.
Who's paying that?
What makes you think that I have like the finger on the pulse of when it comes to Impact Wrestling?
Because you're the inside wrestling guy. Man.
What the fuck is old school rules 6-man tag match?
Impact Wrestling pay-per-view costs? Dude, hell no, I don't.
Who's the Karate Man? Ethan Page.
That's Ethan Page. Is he going against himself?
It says Karate Man versus Ethan Page.
Yeah. Which I don't know what they're doing. I mean, because I heard he's about to be a free agent too. Or if
what's an old school rules 6-man tag match?
I have no idea. Maybe meaning like nobody.
Is Taya Valkyrie in every Impact title match ever, or is that just?
Yeah, that's very true. That's pretty accurate.
This triple threat X Division match might be worth
who's in that?
The $5. Manic, Chris Bay, and Rohit Raju.
Yeah, Rohit
is it
Raju,
$5?
He's good, but you're saying that TJP is now Manic again?
Yes.
Why would he be Manic if he's already there as TJP?
I just want to see Chris Bay do some shit. Chris
Bay's 2 paychecks.
TJP's a dumbass.
Chris Bay
2 paychecks.
Chris Bay's though.
Chris Bay's nice though.
I don't.
Yeah,
I feel like they have an opportunity here to make a lot of money, but they're doing a 6-man tag match instead. Like
talking about with the was it Motor City Machine Guns and
Rich Swann
versus Omega and the Good Brothers.
Yeah.
What is it? Is that for anything? Is that like winner take all?
It's for pride. It's
just a 6-man tag match.
They could have done some more cross promotion shit. I feel like.
Yeah.
But what the other thing I heard is that they don't want this whole. I don't know what it is, but they don't want to do this whole like second coming of the invasion angle type thing. And I'm like, I think that's smart. Even though, obviously in hindsight there was a bunch of stuff they were able to learn that went wrong with the invasion angle, but
invasion gets shit on. I think invasion was.
Dope. I think the
10-year-old young Baca. I thought if they lost that match, there was no more wrestling. Oh man.
Invasion that part of it seemed real, but when you actually like years later, you're like, damn, they really didn't have any of the big WWCW guys. Like,
10-year-old young Baca. I was ready to fight.
You really thought like half those guys in generic T-shirts were going to
listen? Dude, I was 10 years old.
Bro,
all
like
those
WC and
those WC Thunder guys.
Yeah, bro.
I thought that was it, man.
Like, because when you hear later about how they couldn't afford to continue paying out their contracts,
yeah,
and so they couldn't even retain them for the angle. I'm like, fuck, though, that would have been so.
Well,
good.
I feel like the story here is that Kenny Omega thinks he's above a promotion in general.
I believe so. I mean, he has. Is he still the mega champion?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I do believe that's.
And he's been teasing
it's not really
this collector thing. So
yeah, that'd be dope. I'm all down for that.
He's been teasing that collector thing. So I mean, maybe the final piece is New Japan, dude. For that.
Dude, Kota Ibushi.
Dude, Kota Ibushi, he just won, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want an indie wrestling hot Cheeto finger wet dream, Kota versus Kenny Omega. Dude, we've been waiting for that for.
I mean,
this whole time New Japan was probably willing to work with AEW, but they pretended they couldn't just so we think it could never happen. And then when Kota and Kenny face off,
just so they can when they pull the trigger
at the next Wrestle Kingdom.
But isn't that a year from now?
Yeah, but fuck it.
But I mean, you always plan for the next one after the last.
Is Evil gonna win the IWGP title again? I don't think so. I think Kota should hold it for a year. That's the New Japan thing to do.
I mean, they make Okada do it all the time. Like it's like
right.
that fool has mad days stacked on his reigns. I don't know, but yeah, I was surprised.
4 title matches a year, like
yeah, straight up. Straight up, dude. I was surprised with the Bullet Club thing. I like to be. I still love the fact that I can still be positively surprised.
Yeah.
By wrestling.
Yep, it's always a good feeling, right? Especially in this day and age, everything gets spoiled, and then even promotions spoil it themselves. Because they want people to tune in, so they advertise things ahead of time. Which
No, yeah, they do. That's like I said, AEW they very rarely have any what's it called? Any leaks.
Yeah,
so they've been doing
the tight camp over there, man.
But yeah, I don't know how WWE or NXT counter programs this Bullet Club shit, especially when these are guys that they either already used to have under contract and didn't use them right, and then guys that they thought they had under contract but they decided to leave to go to start AEW.
Well, this is I'm probably sound like a broken record, but if they're gonna play the ethics card over there in AEW, like we're not gonna sign people that X, Y, and Z. WWE doesn't have the same ethics card. Like, didn't
the good brother just get popped for cheating on his wife?
Dude,
well, no, I'm talking about like the speaking out movement stuff. Like,
oh, so it's okay to cheat.
No, what I'm saying is,
boys on the road.
Marty Scurl at one point was probably destined to be in AEW and probably have a relationship with their ROH thing. But now WWE could actually say like, hey, if they're not going to take you, we will.
I'm sure Snoop has some speaking out movement things going on in his past too.
I'm sure he has.
The guy that just used to walk around women on a leash.
But you know what? Like, I don't see the Bucks letting Marty. I don't see them not letting him sign. Like, I don't see.
I agree,
especially if that's your friend. You know.
I'm just saying.
I mean, at the same time, like, I don't see. Look, Sammy Guevara said he wanted to rape somebody on a well-known wrestler on radio.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean?
Good point. Again, based on the facts, if everything is 100% factual with Marty's story, which is worse? You know what I mean?
Well, I think there might be a bit difference between talking, But listen, I know what the words he used was bad, but he was trying to. He was a kid. And he was trying to. He's putting a little flavor on it. Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. I would rape that girl. You know,
he's a Spanish god. You know what I'm saying? You
got that Latin blood. That's what gets us going. You know
what I'm saying?
I do think Marty is most likely going to be an AEW. I'm just saying. In terms of your question of like how would NXT counter it, you bring in someone like Marty Scurl or Jay White, and that kind of helps.
Yeah, I didn't realize Jay White's contract was up, and he had been vocal about it, but.
I don't think he's done that. You don't be in the you're not in the main event match at New Japan to go almost possibly throw your career away in WWE. No offense, but
I was just about to say they have a record of how poor they do.
Yeah,
with guys that came from New Japan. I mean, it took them this long to get like a hold on Finn. You know what I mean? Like, and granted, they did great with them. And
you could say they fumbled with Shinsuke too.
They fumbled with everybody.
Yeah. I mean, like, the only person that they didn't really fumble with at first was Finn because they kept him in NXT, but they kept him too long. But then when they finally put him to the main event roster, they had him come in winning the Universal Championship, brand new championship, but then he got hurt. You know what I mean? And ever since then, he kind of got pushed down the card. I mean, he had a few IC title runs, and he kept fucking getting in feuds with Bobby Lashley for some reason that nobody was interested in seeing, but it wasn't until he came back down to NXT.
Well, as the WWE company man that I am, they did a great job with AJ.
But I wouldn't say
he wasn't
a
New
Japan guy. He just happened to be
but he's a New Japan guy.
Okay. I wouldn't call him.
That's where he made his name, though. He made his name in New Japan.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's not where he
made his name in TNA, dude.
Thank you. Like, don't disrespect, bro. Like he was there.
He wouldn't be as big as he was in New Japan if he wasn't as big as he was.
He wasn't even New Japan for a year, bro. Like the only reason why, like, quote unquote, his name got bigger is because he won the IWGP Championship first night in. Because he got aligned with the Bullet Club, which some would argue they didn't need him in there, but I like that he was in Bullet Club.
I like that.
I like that it was a new look from what he looked like in TNA.
You think AJ Styles is like mad now that he signed that deal? He's like, fuck, I could have been in AEW with my friends.
No, I think he wants to secure for his family.
1 day a week.
I think he wants to secure. He works 1 day a week now. There's no more house shows, and they're not going nowhere.
What do you mean? There's always house shows, man. The house that AJ Styles about, there's always a house show.
That's a good point.
You know what? That's the one thing I was telling my brother. I'm like, dude, a lot of people are getting like these. I've been hearing these contracts. And people are like hesitating re-signing with WWE right now because like their offers they've been getting are lowballed compared to what they got, and I get why, but it's like a lot of people may not be coming back. I mean, they're not making money.
Isn't there someone recently that just came out that his contract's gonna? Oh, Sami Zayn's contract is up in like September.
So
get the fuck
El
out of here.
Generico confirmed to AEW.
Al Generico going to AEW.
Get Sami Zayn noise the hell out of me, dude.
Daniel Bryan too. I think his contract is up next fall.
Daniel Bryan, and then he's done.
So if he wants to, I do think he takes a lot of pride in the creative in WWE, but I think like if he's also kind of progressive, I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, let me go to AEW, have a
because AEW is progressive.
Of
a
course,
little bit more progressive.
Transgender and the black guys.
And black guys. They have a transgender and some black guys.
I like how young Baca just blacked out. He's just like, I don't even want to.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know. You hit your mic and then all of a sudden your camera turned off.
Yeah, your camera's off, and let me see if I can. Nope.
All right. Well, this is a great episode.
Hold on. Let me see. Did it send you a? Well, it's cool. I mean, we're about at the end anyway.
That was weird. But why are they progressive? Because they have a transgender wrestler?
I'm not saying that they are just the definition progressive, but
there's so many minority wrestlers in WWE right now.
But in terms of being more progressive, like not having Hulk Hogan on your fucking program.
I hear that. No, you say you have Chris Jericho who stomps out the Brazilian flag in Brazil.
That's just a heel move, my guy.
JBL was at a house show and did the Hitler.
I hear you. No one in the Baca household is defending JBL.
Baca, I'm not saying that they're progressive. I'm saying they're more progressive than the WWE. Are you going to argue that they're not?
I think WWE has a lot lot of minority wrestlers, man.
That doesn't mean anything.
But because you have minority
wrestlers. It does say something. It does say something. It does say something.
Baca. WWE's, they've had minority wrestlers. They just started featuring minority wrestlers.
Oh, I'm sorry, champions, minority champions. They have a lot of minorities.
Yeah. But how long have these guys been on the roster and not been champions?
I hear you. I understand.
You know what I mean? So it's not like there's not a difference in 2019, 2018.
You're saying the Young Bucks are not a minority?
He wasn't there, but
yeah.
You're saying Darby Allin's not a minority?
Yeah, that is a good point. When you got me, you got me. That is a good point. Well, it's been a great podcast.
Are you saying the Lucha Brothers are not being featured with Phoenix getting a world championship match? I mean,
if they don't start using my boys,
you're talking about Eddie Kingston who got two world championship matches.
If the AEW does start using my boys from the Bronx correctly, I'm gonna start losing. Those guys are freaking amazing.
I will fight you. The Lucha Bros deserve their chance before Proud and Powerful.
But why does it have to be one at a time?
Because there's only one championship.
Well, if they had a
but just have them
they got elevate
So,
themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I've seen them feud before, but I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it again.
The COVID thing really hurt the Lucha Bros because like Pentagon couldn't get out of Mexico for like 5 months.
And then Pac, I felt like was going to be doing some big things, but he couldn't.
I think they're going to be the first trios champions.
If not them, it has to be Jurassic Express, right?
Oh, I swear to God,
bro! Like,
if that little fucker,
wins
a championship belt before that entire roster does.
So we have a group chat for the KJS, and my brother was talking to our other host, Mark McFly. He hates Marco as much as I do, if not more.
Marco is a waste of fucking camera time, dude.
And he basically said, like, dude, if that little fuck gets any offense in on FTR, I swear to God, this is going to be a burial. I was like, God damn.
I don't want to say I hate him as a person. I just don't like.
He doesn't add anything. Like, Jurassic Express didn't need him when they added him. Like, he was an addition at a time that they didn't even let the original duo do their thing for a while before they felt like they needed to add.
I really think he really stepped. No, I'm not saying he stepped up, but they forced him to step up, because I remember Jungle Boy was in that tag team tournament, but the Luchasaurus got hurt, so he needed a tag.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
And I don't know if was Marco Stunt officially in Jurassic Express at the time, or did they? That's when they officially kind of inserted him.
No, he was, because
he was like hanging out with them, but he wasn't in the group, right?
Well, I remember he specifically, like, how we kind of knew that he got added was he started coming out with him. Like, he would just like join, like he would just run out with them during the entrance and shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
He's a joke, dude. Like I'm not gonna hate on some guy being small and getting an opportunity, but like in terms of like opportunity on TV, like my boy Pentagon's not getting airtime. He's on.
No, yeah. When you say it like that,
because Marco
my boy Sean Spears not getting no shine. Scorpio Sky, he's over here lighting up AEW Dark, and that's it. Like,
I don't even think kids find
the
it funny either.
Just jump on TV and get a world title shot or tag team champ. Like, yeah, there's a lot of.
I feel like Jurassic Express is already kind of cartoony enough that they don't need a half man just hanging out doing wrestling moves that don't look realistic.
I tell you, Ward won the World Tag Team Champion at WrestleMania with Braun Strowman.
Because Braun Strowman did all the offense. It's not like Nicholas went in there and did like a 5-star splash and Stone Cold stunned the guy and the guy sold it.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh my God, this kid's shoulders is ridiculous. Like,
right?
He dropped me on my stack of dimes.
They
called a neck. Like, oh man.
If it was something where like Jurassic Express did all the offense and then Marco got the pin at the end, that's kind of funny. But no, Marco goes in there and actually does offense, and it pisses me off.
And he does that the floss, the dance move.
Yeah, like it's not 2013 anymore or whatever the hell that was popular. Like,
it's like if you didn't see that he had a tattoo, you were like, dude, who let this kid in here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on? But I don't know, man. But it's cool. It's too sweet. I got to see what happens next week.
Have you guys seen my picture? Have you guys seen my picture? So every time I meet a wrestler, I do a hand gesture, and it always looks fucking stupid. And every time, so when I met,
I saw the one with you and Penna.
Yeah, when I did the one with Shawn Michaels, though, I tried to do the Too Sweet, and it was just like.
Okay, no, but his Too Sweet is not great either. Because I took a picture. His was like, yeah, dude, yeah. Like 13,000 person asked me, oh. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
imagine he gets arthritis and he can't do it anymore. He's just like.
He looked. It was more Macho Man than, you know what I mean? Like. Like, I tell you, it's funny because I noticed that in a picture. I'm like, well, I'll take a picture with him, whatever. I'm like, his is
my one with Penta too is like, just like
it's too sweet.
I'm doing a thing, but it just looks like a bear claw. Like,
no, I noticed it was the 0 I was like, oh, okay, because I didn't even know you met him. I was like, that's dope. So that's why I picked that picture, even though Baca.
I told myself he's going to get bigger someday, and I'm not going to have this opportunity for this price again. So I'm going to take advantage of it. And
how much was it?
Less than 50.
That is a steal. Yeah, I would have done that.
But now, but it'd probably be cheaper now that he's on AEW not being fucking pushed. You know.
I mean, you could probably get something on Cameo for cheaper. I don't know.
Right.
But like, yeah, Baca, he's never going to be able to meet any wrestlers ever again. It's never going to be the same.
Yeah.
he doesn't do the meet and greet game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but you know what? Bullet Club next week. That's all I gotta say.
Yes, sir.
Great episode, like, guys. Raw, cut your hair, Brian.
You cut his hair.
I cut my hair every day. I cut my hair every day. Shave it every day.
We got Goldberg to look forward to next week. I guess we'll see what the hell we're doing with Adam Pearce as well. But they didn't really do a whole lot of development with NXT to make me want to, check it out next week.
I haven't watched a full 2 hours of NXT in probably 8 months.
Yeah, don't do that.
Like I probably watched like when they do their bigger shows, I'll watch like the main events or the important matches, but I won't watch the in between shit.
I definitely skip matches.
Yeah, but I don't think I turned it on and watched it in like 8 months. Yeah, like
without skipping or anything. Like
because
if I see who's wrestling, I'm like, okay, I've seen this 2 weeks ago, or I'm like, I'm not interested. Skip. And, but at least Everrise, they're in the Dusty Classic. That's what I was saying earlier. They got a women's Dusty Classic now. Like, do they even have the roster for that?
It would be really cool though if the champions faced Charlotte and Asuka.
That's the only thing I was gonna say. Like, I was like, because I remember like maybe about a year and a half ago, I posed the question of if anyone would be even interested, and I had a few people that were like kind of negative about it, but they're like, that might be kind of cool. It gives people a chance to do something or team up. So with the roster at the time, I made like a mock-up, version of the brackets. It was pretty dope names, but yeah, I mean, there's people who like the Tegan Knox, she's not even available right now. Some people already moved up, like me.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Tegan Knox, I just don't care about. She's great, but
they tried.
Like I can't get
that,
sold for 5 minutes and then you tear your ACL every 3 minutes. Like I can't do that. Like
well, are you saying you're not a fan of Sin Cara?
Sin Cara is my favorite ACL terror of all time.
I'm talking about the guy that he broke his pinky, but you got a guy like Undertaker who like burns himself during his entrance and still runs a whole elimination chamber match. It's like, yeah, you got heat, bro.
I think this would be creative Ryder Bryan moment right here. Hopefully they put the tag titles on someone other than Charlotte and Asuka soon, because I do believe they're going to be in single championship match situations.
Especially with the way she kind of did her dad on Monday, I would think that she's going
heel, 100%. Yeah.
So
100%. Good, she's good heel.
Whoever the tag champions. Whoever the tag champions are around WrestleMania season, so that could be anyone. It could be fucking Payne and Royce and whoever.
Don't say it. Nope.
But I would say the champions plus the Dusty champions plus whoever they're supposed to face at WrestleMania. So you have the champions and whoever they're supposed to face at WrestleMania have a feud. But then you sprinkle in the Dusty people who are going to have a match against the champions at the takeover the night before. And then the winner of that match faces the challengers at WrestleMania, and you sprinkle in a triangle feud in a way of who's really going to be the champions at that time.
See, I was thinking that you were trying to do like a women's version of like the TLC with like Edge and Christian, the Dudleys and like Hardy.
Oh, that'd be cool too. I don't give a
shit. he's like, as long as they don't get hurt, whatever, fuck it. Like,
I don't give a fuck. Like as long as Kairi Sane doesn't get a concussion. Imagine like there's a women's TLC match and she just holds her head in Japan like, oh fuck, what?
No, like the first thing they announced is Nia Jax, and everyone's like, nah, I'm not in the match, bro. If not. Nia's already dangerous, but you had weapons in that bitch? Like, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah, because like let's just say name a tag team, a women's tag team in NXT right now. Isn't
a women's tag team in NXT?
Isn't Candice?
Maybe Candice in Indy?
Okay, so her and then what's to say Shayna and Nia get the titles back, and so they're the champions. And then there's two random challengers who earned a right somewhere else on SmackDown or Raw. And they just kind of a little, at least it makes the women's titles look a little bit more relevant. And you can make the feud just happen on NXT if you don't want to waste main roster time for it. Like, you could, I'm
not mad at it because, especially during like the WrestleMania season, if you were to, include NXT, it helps NXT feel that much bigger. And they're a part of, like, kind of like what they did with Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte. That was kind of cool.
They should really treat NXT kind of like New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom in a way where you, at least for the main championship,
yeah, they kind of were for a while.
They takeovers like night one, and then there's a WrestleMania match either on the pre-show or the main show night two, but you have two different challengers for each one. And so either the champion has to run the gauntlet both nights, or there's a new champion night one and he faces the person night two. And because I do think the NXT championship should be featured at WrestleMania. If I always felt that way.
Yeah, I always felt like if like a takeover during WrestleMania weekend doesn't make it WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but I get it. Like, I mean, because most of their takeovers, for a while they were putting up numbers, like they were knocking them out the park. I can't say it's been like that consistently the last couple times, to be honest, but
yeah.
Again, they got to do something. I mean, I don't know if they need to sign any more people, like whether it's Marty or who else would you say? Jay White, but
those are the top free agents available
because
that
even if they
would consider it based on the circumstances. I feel like,
but even if they sign them, they still don't have a story that's going to be better than what AEW got going on right now.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
I'm interested to see the quote-unquote counter-programming to that.
It's Kyle versus Adam. Like,
it's just one of those things because I'm like, they make fun that all AEW people or all the fans that watch AEW are the fans of the Bullet Club stuff. But it's like, okay, now that they're putting a focus on that, they're going to get all those viewers. You know what I mean? So it's like, people are going to want to watch this shit who weren't watching before because they felt like they wasn't living up to what the Japan standards of how they were doing stuff or whatever. But
I feel like if Jay White and Marty were to sign with AEW,
I mean, if Marty were to sign, do you think he'd be in NXT UK?
Is he currently living in the UK? I thought he lived in Florida.
If he's in Florida, then he's already like in a hot.
I was just gonna say, like, AEW does have a thing where they have such a loaded roster that people like Miro are non-existent.
Yeah,
and so like
because he's not a superstar.
You bring someone like Jay White.
You hush him out.
You bring someone like Jay White and Marty in, it's not like they're going to be going for a top title anytime soon. Maybe a TNT championship. Like, Jay White was in the main event at New Japan, and if he were to go to NXT, he would probably be going for that top title within 4 to 5 months. So if you want to still kind of keep your status as a main guy, Jay White's best possibility is either stay in New Japan or go to NXT. I don't think he'd be going for a top title in AEW for at least 2 to 3 years.
I don't even want to see him in AEW, to be honest.
I'm not even the biggest fan of Jay White. I just know, like, if he is a free agent, he's the biggest name available, except for Marty.
I mean, in terms of people of getting that crossover viewership, if there are New Japan fans that want to see him, and he does happen to sign with AEW, then they're going to be forced to watch AEW to see him. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's that, but at the same time, I don't know what he's like. You said they already have an overpopulated roster, like, because that's the one thing we were saying. I was thinking that maybe Mox should have stayed off TV for maybe a few more months.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is one of the things, we were talking about the New Japan stuff. I don't know what's going on with him and the New Japan stuff, because I don't know if I'm sure if you saw the Wrestle Kingdom footage, you saw that he had a promo.
Yeah.
He filmed. It was at the actually LA dojo. But it's like, why film that if you're not going to be able to do these shows? You know what I mean? So, I mean, at least according to Tony Khan, which he could be swerving us. You know what I mean? Who knows what they're really talking about behind closed doors. But what I did hear is, in order for Moxley to actually go and defend that title and just drop it, even if he's just there to do business, it's going to take him like 2 months. Basically
on quarantine, 14 days there, do the match, 14 days back, and then just in general, if there's any other safety precautions and
exactly
other traveling issues and other shows that they might want him to do,
because I think it'd be like a whole month just to work the program, and then a whole nother month for just quarantine time.
And that's what, like, a lot of rumors were saying that, like, it would be really cool if Kenny Omega did the G1 next year, but they're like, I don't know if AEW would allow him to be out for an entire like month and a half to do that. Like,
but then when he comes back, his stock would be so high for doing a G1.
Yeah, but if he's champion, you're gonna be a champion off TV for a month and a half. Like, AEW,
WWE does it all the time.
Yeah, well, WWE's not very good.
Oh, all right, I gotta go later, guys.
No, all I was gonna say is that I think that they'd be able to sustain their product for 2 months and use those 2 months to push other people on the roster with potential, like the Ricky Starks and the Scorpio Skies and.
Yeah, but talk about it, though. Talk about him. Say, hey, he's not here because he's in the G1, the most prestigious tournament. And if he wins it and then he comes back, it's amazing.
Yeah, if you are doing the title thing, you could say, like, he's trying to get another championship. Yeah. That's why he's not here right now.
Yeah.
But you can't do that when, I believe, isn't the G1 going on during All Out season?
I don't know.
I could
know
be wrong
more about that than me.
I think around that time, because I remember Kenny Omega kept making comments about, like, oh, this is the only tournament that you need to be watching right now.
Yeah. And everyone was upset that he said that.
Yeah, I remember that. But
another thing that I think someone mentioned is doesn't Kenta live in the United States?
I know he moved to Florida, but if he went back to New Japan and he was working New Japan way before the pandemic, he may have moved back over there unless he was just living over there for months at a time and flying back home.
Because I think someone brought up, and I forgot what I was watching, but someone's brought up the idea, like, if Kenta lives in the United States, you could have Jon Moxley drop the title to Kenta, and then it's officially off Jon Moxley, and then Kenta could bring it back to New Japan.
Tony specifically keeps saying, like, oh, he's not going to work any New Japan shows on U.S. soil, basically.
Well, Tony's a fucking dumbass, too.
Yeah, I mean, I get it because he doesn't want to compete with his U.S.
You gotta do that shit in international waters or something, like.
Hey, they may have to do it. They may have to do it on the Jericho Cruise. Pops, to be honest.
If you want, like, if you can make a deal with New Japan, just have Jon Moxley carry it on TV, like. Make it a thing. I don't know. Like, but like,
Yeah, they
eventually
gotta,
New Japan's just going to strip him of the title.
I was gonna say they. I'm surprised they haven't already because he hasn't defended it since Lance Archer.
I believe since the COVID, they probably were like, you know what, fuck it, anyways, because we would still prefer to have it on U.S. soil when we eventually do start our, our LA dojos and all that jazz full time. But
especially if it's the United States title, you think they would want it on, on somebody in the States, yeah. So.
But if John Moxley can't bring it on TV, but he also can't wrestle on U.S. soil, like what's the point?
I mean, I know that that the deal he signed was because obviously before a pandemic, like he wanted to go to Japan and spread his wings. So he did get to work those shows in Japan, but now that some of those shows are in the U.S., it's like he wasn't able to make those shows. So I don't know. But then again, Jericho was under the same deal when it came to WWE, and then he ended up breaking that rule when he showed up at All Out or All In. So I don't know. But you know what? We're going to have to put a pin in this and get back to this next week because, like I said, a lot of things happened this week. Mm-hmm. Had us talking a mile a minute about everything, all the possibilities. I'm definitely interested to see what happens next week.
So are we getting Adam Pearce versus Goldberg? Both the titles on the line, winner take all at WrestleMania.
Champion versus champion.
Yeah. Imagine putting money on Adam Pearce and he happens to win. Like, you'd make a lot of money.
Let's do it. Like I said, it's still hard for me to even believe that that's what's really going on. But
they could always like change on SmackDown to like Kevin Owens next week or some shit. You never know.
You never know. This is 2021. I mean, it is what it is. We got to take it as it is, man. But shout out to everyone that continues supporting the Flow Show, man. You can always follow us everywhere, and that'll be the Flow Wrestling Show on Instagram and Flow Wrestling Pod. Also on Twitter. Hit us out with a follow, man, and don't forget to check us out all the time on Young Baca Productions on the podcast network, and you can also hit us up anywhere you go to get your podcast as well. Don't forget to follow Young Baca as well as Brian Andrew. Anything you like to promote this week, Mr. Baca?
Houston, if you're in the Houston area, surrounding areas, we're coming out there February 19th to the 20th.
Trying to get you, sucker.
Trying to get a couple more Houston artists on, and then we'll be in Vegas February 5th. So let's do it, man.
Yeah,
if you really like COVID, if you like having a tough time breathing through your lungs, hit up Baca. He'll get you in a place where you're around at least 30 people without masks at any time.
I'm happy that you're doing good after that Capitol Hill visit, Brian. So I'm glad that you're safe, dude. I saw some of you guys come out.
I was home here in Anaheim watching, and I was very safe.
Yeah, I think Anaheim had a different view about what was going on.
Me and my boy Gavin Newsom, we're just sitting back making sure.
Oh, Gav.
Later, guys. Great episode.
See you next week, man. You guys have a good one. Peace.
Yes, sir.